Good morning, and thanks for joining us for Breakfast with Bridgett. Bridgett Ellison is off this morning. I am filling in. I'm Lewis Bolden. So I'm going to take the liberty of renaming this show for the day to Lattes with Lewis. So grab a latte, pull up. We've got several things we want to talk to you about this morning, including a possible government shutdown. Now, this is coming at a time when many people are traveling for the holidays, and so we're going to show you what that possible government shutdown could do to air travel. Also, a lot of people are doing their last minute holiday shopping, and guess what? There are thieves out there trying to get your money and trying to get your personal information, and so we're going to tell you how to avoid becoming a victim. Before we get to those stories, though, we got to check in with meteorologist Michelle Morgan. We woke up with a lot of fog this morning, just like yesterday morning. Michelle, how's it looking right now?
You know what, Lewis? I thought you were going to say we woke up with a lot of energy this morning because we sure did. I don't know what was in our coffee, but we were on it this morning. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Once again, we are dealing with patchy dense fog across Central Florida, but it wasn't as bad as yesterday. I don't know if you remember yesterday how bad it was.
It was thick yesterday, all
It
over the
was
place.
very thick. It was widespread, but today it's patchy. But thankfully, things are beginning to improve because the winds are picking up. So that's going to help mix that fog out. And we're actually looking at a really nice Friday ahead. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I do want to show you a live look outside in Daytona Beach. Gorgeous. We're at 61 degrees. Winds are out of the west right now. And we are seeing those high level clouds. Those clouds will continue to clear as the day progresses. So we are looking at a mostly sunny day and no rain in the forecast. I do want to show you the visibility map just so you can have an idea what's happening with the fog situation. We are still down to less than a mile in New Smyrna Beach and Cocoa Beach. Things have improved out in Marion County as well as Lake County, and it's still patchy across the metro area along the I-4 corridor. And Palm Coast, things have improved for you all as well. Temperatures are in the 50s and 60s. We're at 54 in Wildwood, Orlando, Titusville, and Cocoa Beach at 64. Palm Coast, good morning. You're at 58 and 61 degrees in New Smyrna Beach. As we take a look at the satellite and radar imagery, you can see that cold front to our south and east. We have another cold front north and west of us that is going to get closer to our viewing area, but it is going to fizzle out. That means it's going to dissipate as we go through the next 24 hours. But I do want to draw your attention to our northern spots. Some heavy snow falling across portions of Michigan, Wisconsin, Chicago, getting some snow there. So if you are flying out, if you are heading that way, make sure you're paying attention to airport flight delays. And off to the Pacific Northwest, we're looking good. An air of high pressure hanging to our north and east. If you're heading out to New York or Boston, shouldn't have any issues. Now, here are your winds. We are getting wind gusts of 18 miles per hour in DeLand, Daytona Beach, 19 miles per hour in Palm Coast and 20 miles per hour in Leesburg. And this will generally be the setup today. It'll be breezy as we go through the morning, the afternoon, and then heading into our Saturday, those winds dying down. So here's a look at your what to wear forecast. You may need a light jacket heading out, but we're going to switch out those light jackets for a t-shirt later on today with our temperatures climbing into the 70s across Central Florida. So the Villages in Wildwood, a high of 71, 74 in Titusville, 74 in Kissimmee, Claremont and Leesburg 72, and Melbourne seeing a high of 76. Your clouds and rain forecast looks pretty quiet, just getting rid of those clouds after lunch. And then tonight, expect mostly clear skies, not a drop of rain if you have any Friday night plans. Now let's go ahead and talk about this cold weather real quick. We are expecting those overnight temperatures to fall into the upper 30s over our northwestern zone. So I'm talking to you, Marion County, as we look at the metro area, low of 46 out to our north and east Palm Coast, Daytona Beach, lower to middle 40s, and then a bit milder in the upper 40s, lower 50s in Cocoa Beach, Melbourne, and Cape Canaveral. But keep in mind that it is going to be breezy, so that's going to add a little bit more of a bite to the air. If you are heading out early tomorrow morning like myself, of course, I got you covered with tomorrow's forecast. You want to make sure you're bundling up. So here's a look at your 7-day. Of course, Christmas Day is on there as well. 75 today, 46 tonight. Tomorrow's the first day of winter. This weekend is going to feel like winter with our highs below average in the 60s. And then after Sunday, we're on a warming trend on Monday in the lower 70s. Christmas Eve is on Tuesday at 76, and Christmas Day is looking so nice. A few showers around with a high of 77, Lewis.
Michelle, I am so excited about the cooler temperatures coming up this weekend. It's a Florida winter. I love it.
It is. It is a Florida winter. And you know, some of us that will be going out doing their last minute Christmas shopping. I knew you were going to point out. You know, at least you won't be sweating. You know, you're trying to hustle and bustle and you're running around. So it'll be nice and cool. It'll feel very comfortable. So enjoy the cooler weather because it's warming up next week.
Well, listen, if you did not catch the morning show this morning, we were clowning Michelle all morning because she is not done with her Christmas shopping. She is going to be out today after work trying to get it done.
Trying, keyword, yes. I will be trying to do that.
And Michelle, I don't want to put you on the spot, but can you show us Miss Kiki? What I love is that people always send you their pet photos, and they're always so cute.
Miss Kiki was giving it to us. Hold on real quick.
Be prepared. Miss Kiki has a bit of a surprised look.
Look at Miss Kiki, girl. Miss Kiki's like, cold temperatures, what?
What?
You know what? We appreciate these photos so much from our viewers and our Pin It users. And we've been getting so many during the morning and the evening hours. You know, Julie, meteorologist Julie Broughton, she has her forecast, the Judgy Cat forecast. I don't know if you've seen that. And they're so funny. Everybody just sends in their pictures of their animals, especially with their Christmas outfits, which are adorable. And we love showing them on TV.
Yeah, and you get a lot of them all the time.
Oh, yes, I do. And I love showing them, especially when your animals make a face like that, because I feel like that's me. I'm making that face.
And Miss Kiki took us back to the song, Hey Kiki, do you love me?
Do you love me?
We were in rare
Oh, yeah,
form
we
this
were
morning.
jamming. Yeah, we were jamming this morning. So thank you, Miss Kiki, for giving it to us. We loved it.
Michelle, thank you so much. I'm going to let you go because I know you have some shopping to do. So we're going to let you get to it. Thank you so much, Michelle. And we heard Michelle talking about all of the fog this morning. It did cause some crashes on the road. So let's check in with News 6's Crystal Moyer. Good morning, Crystal.
Hey,
How's
good
it looking out there?
morning, Lewis. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, we've got you.
Awesome. Yeah, we are dealing with some fog in some areas. It's recovered a little bit as far as, ground level fog. So I'm not seeing too much of an issue as far as visibility, but we are dealing with quite a few crashes right now. Let's take it straight to the maps, Lewis. We are over in Osceola County near the Osceola-Polk County line. There is a wreck there you can see live with the DOT cameras. The road rangers are on the scene. FHP, it looks like a vehicle's just been put on the back of a tow truck. This is along I-4 eastbound just before you hit the 429. Now, if you're familiar with the Champions Gate area, we're already seeing heavy delays this time of morning heading eastbound from Polk County into Osceola County. So this has just caused more of a mess there. Traffic backed up all the way past US 27, moving at 10 miles per hour at the slowest. And of course, it's affecting travel from 27 trying to get onto I-4, Osceola Polk County line trying to get onto I-4. So just allow plenty of extra time or take an alternate route if you can until traffic recovers out there. Over towards Brevard County, there is another crash. This one we've been following for a while now along US 192, just west of I-95. It was blocking a lane there, but I've taken a peek out with the DOT cameras, and you can see the flashing lights there. Left lane is blocked. They are getting things cleaned up right now. This is heading eastbound before you hit I-95 along US 192. So just give those troopers plenty of space, those law enforcement officers on the scene. You can see how hazy it is over here in the Brevard County area. So of course, if you are dealing with some of those areas of dense, patchy fog, we do not want to use our high beams. We want to low beam it up to help you better see, and of course avoid those drivers getting that reflection from the high beams, because that's what happens when you use your high beams in that dense patchy fog. It's just going to come back at the other drivers and yourself, so it's not very safe. There is another crash there along in Orange County, crash with injuries, 429 northbound just before Apopka Road. I'm not seeing any delays in that area, which is nice to see. Other than that, our drive times are looking pretty good. This is a check at that crash that I just talked about. It has cleared. It's off to the side of the road on the other side of the camera there. But other than that, you're looking pretty good. I'm going to see if I can pull up some of those drive times. If you are heading downtown along I-4, you are looking pretty good. I'm not seeing any delays, which is some good news there. If you're trying to head downtown, 21 minutes along I-4 westbound between 417 and Sanford, down to State Road 50 in downtown Orlando, 22 minutes heading eastbound from Osceola Parkway in the Kissimmee area up towards State Road 50. And then one last live look, I-4 and Anderson Street. Ta-da! Look, it's daytime now. It's looking pretty clear at ground level. We're not dealing with any dense fog there. Lewis?
Okay, excellent, Crystal. We know a lot of people are traveling for the holidays. People are out shopping. So we definitely want people to be careful on the roads. Crystal, thank you so much.
Thanks, Lewis. See ya.
Take care. And the countdown clock is ticking in Washington. There is less than a day left for lawmakers to reach a deal on spending before the federal government starts shutting down. As Jared Hill explains, it comes after lawmakers voted down the latest deal that was backed by President-elect Donald Trump.
We will regroup and we will come up with another solution.
House Republicans are scrambling with just hours left to prevent a government shutdown. A last-ditch vote on a GOP measure backed by President-elect Donald Trump failed Thursday evening.
The bill is not passed.
The revised bill was a slimmed-down version of the larger bipartisan spending package that Republican leaders abandoned on Wednesday, bowing to pressure from Trump and his ally, Elon Musk. The latest bill still extended government funding through mid-March, kept billions in disaster aid, as well as assistance for farmers, but it also added Trump's demand to raise the debt ceiling for 2 years before he takes office. GOP leaders blame the Democrats for the impasse, though dozens of House Republicans also voted against the Trump-backed bill.
I'm not going to go vote for another debt ceiling increase without actual specifics on what the cuts will be.
Congressional Democrats and the White House have called on Republicans to take up the original deal.
All they have to do is keep to their word, vote for what they agreed to, and we keep the government open.
The shutdown would come at a high cost to federal workers just before the holidays. The Pentagon says active military personnel could go without a paycheck. So would TSA agents.
It could be very bad. If it gets to a point where TSA workers have to choose between, am I going to feed my children, put gas in my car, or come to work because they're without a paycheck, that's definitely going to affect the way that passengers travel throughout the nation.
All during some of the busiest travel days of the year. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Yeah, this is coming at just a terrible time with people traveling for the holidays. If a deal is not reached by midnight and the government does shut down, it could impact air travel, right as millions of travelers are preparing to head out for the holidays. While TSA screeners and air traffic controllers are considered essential and would still be required to work, they won't get paid. The head of TSA took to X yesterday and said that an extended shutdown could mean longer wait times for travelers. And this time of year, nobody wants that. Well, this is the first time that 5 school districts in Florida are testing out a pilot program for year-round school. One of them is in Brevard County. Students at Challenger 7 Elementary started year-round classes in July, and now families will be asked if they want to do the same thing next year at Port St. John's 2 other elementary schools and high schools. News 6's James Sparvero went out to gauge reaction.
So about a year ago, when Brevard Schools put out a survey to Challenger 7 parents asking them if they wanted to change to the calendar they went back to, it was mostly in favor of doing that. This time, though, it might be interesting because the rest of the schools in Port St. John include Space Coast Junior Senior High School. The opinions from the parents I'm talking to are mixed.
It's a good idea to me. They have enough off time already.
Do you like this idea of potentially bringing the modified calendar here as well?
No, not at all. With multiple children, I have a younger child in elementary school, so having them on separate schedules just didn't work with our work schedule.
I have one at Enterprise, so if it affects him, then it affects the girls here, and that would be fine.
The proposal was school board member Megan Wright's idea.
I, again, am pushing for this modified calendar.
She went to Challenger 7 Elementary back when they had this same kind of calendar years ago. Another school board member, Katie Campbell, is concerned how making the switch would affect a lot more people than just the one elementary school now. Also on the school board, Matt Susan, he made a counter argument. He used to be a high school teacher and coach.
When you're talking about a junior senior high with a population of 13 to 1,600 kids, you've got that many more staff, and it's not just the teachers. You're talking about a lot more activities because junior seniors have all the sports activities.
With these days off, they could actually enhance some of their practices and do different stuff. You could almost do 2-a-days to work them out for the games.
So now it's up to the families. A survey will go out next month. Megan Wright says if it's popular enough in the rest of Port St. John schools, she'd like to try expanding this calendar district-wide. In Brevard County, I'm James Sparvero, Getting Results News 6.
James, thank you. That is a good point those parents made, though. I can see how that would be an issue having kids on different schedules. So we'll see how that turns out. You are watching Breakfast with Bridgett, a.k.a. Lattes with Lewis. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Lattes with Lewis, and I know a lot of people are doing their holiday shopping this weekend, and there's something you need to know. If you are shopping online or in stores, there are a lot of scammers out there that are trying to get your money and trying to get your personal information. And so we want to help you avoid becoming a victim. So this morning we're going to talk to Lynette Owens, who is the VP of Global Consumer Education and Marketing at Trend Micro. Good morning, Lynette. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Lewis.
Well, first, can you tell us about this warning that came from Meta?
Yes, actually, I believe they issued a study very recently saying that millions of accounts were known to be fraudulent. And so I think it's really important for people who, in that last minute rush, doing their shopping online, to be really cognizant of the work of scammers. They know that you're there, and they know how to take advantage of it.
You know, Lynette, I have a franchise called Schemes and Ripoffs, and one of the things that I reported on is all of these emails that you get this time of year with links for packages being delivered. The thing is, everyone is expecting packages this time of year, so that's an easy thing to fall for. But do you think people, you definitely want to avoid clicking those links. So is it better for people to just go to the store site where they're expecting something to check on the delivery status?
That is absolutely the right thing to do. In our study of consumers, those people who actually had become victims of holiday scams, 49% said it was because of those messages, whether they come in text or email. So it is definitely much better not only to go directly to the site where you bought it and check the status of the shipping. We also recommend you use some kind of security software so that if you accidentally click, you'll be okay. It'll block you from going there in the first place.
Another thing we've reported on Schemes and Ripoffs is the number of fake websites that pop up this time of year. And there are a lot of them, particularly before Black Friday. What should people be on the lookout for if they're shopping online?
Well, there's a lot of telltale signs in terms of the work of scammers. So I think some of the very obvious ones are the ones you talked about. Sites that look like, the offers are too good to be true. Maybe there's a lot of bad grammar on it. If there is no option to pay for credit card, that's a red flag. Do not shop there. And if you cannot find any information on how to contact them or what the refund policy is, that's another telltale sign. But, as we said, there's other kinds of scams like charity scams. These tend to be the time of year where a lot of charities are saying, give willingly to the cause of your choice. And sometimes those sites are actually not who they say they are. So we recommend clicking with care and, again, using any kind of security software that can prevent you from clicking in the first place.
I like that, clicking with care. So there are several, if people are shopping online, there are things that they should be on the lookout for, like making sure that the website is secure. How do people do that?
Well, there's a couple ways you can do that. Number one is if you look at the URL, you will actually see a label in the upper left saying HTTPS. If that S is not in the URL, then that's a sign that you should really be careful, because that means any information you're giving to it is not being transferred over a secure connection. That's one telltale sign. I think the other is if you get a link in an email and you mouse over it, take a look at whether or not it's really going where you think it's going. That's also another way to put the scammers at bay.
And how do you think people should be paying for their transactions this time of year? Definitely credit cards are the most secure way.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I recommend. And I think the other is try to avoid, shopping anywhere that doesn't allow you to use a credit card, as I said before. The other thing I think that's important is, there's a lot of people who love to buy and use gift cards this time of year. It's so easy to give that as a gift, especially for someone it's really tough to buy for. And the problem is that there's a lot of scammers out there that are trying to offer you a free gift card. And you may want that because you want to use it for the shopping that you're going to do. But a lot of those offers, whether they're social media ads or, a text message, are actually the work of scammers. So be careful when you see those offers pop up. And again, click with care. There is one thing I will say, though, in addition to all the things we talked about to be careful online. And it might be a great gift idea for someone you care about, especially someone you think might need to click a little bit more with care than you've seen them do otherwise. We understand that scams is a major problem around the world. It's $1 trillion problem, actually, it's enormous, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better. So we felt really very compelled to actually bring our technology prowess to the occasion, and decided to create an app called Scam Check. So all you need to do, download the app, take a snapshot of a text message, an email, a web page, a social media post, and send it in. And we'll tell you in seconds if it's a scam or not.
Oh, excellent. And Lynette, you guys did a study that revealed how most people are doing their shopping. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was really interesting. We actually wanted to see how many people are actually shopping online versus in stores, or a hybrid of both. And it turns out that there's quite a few people who are still doing in store or both. Actually, we thought maybe because the holiday shopping period was much shorter this year. Thanksgiving came later, and it gave us one less week to do so. So we actually thought there'd be more people going online, but that wasn't the case. It looks like people are still doing a mix of those two.
Lynette Owens, thank you so much for joining us. There is a lot for people to be on the lookout for. Very good advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Louis. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. And as we have been discussing, many people will be doing last-minute holiday shopping this weekend. And depending on your budget, you may have to choose between buying gifts with a credit card or using some sort of in-store financing. But which one is better? In today's Make Ends Meet, News 6 anchor Justin Warmoth shows us the pros and cons so you can avoid going into a credit spiral.
Make sure that you approach any financing deals very, very cautiously.
Chip Lupo, analyst with Wallet Hub, says the key is to read the fine print, especially when it comes to those deferred interest plans.
Retailers use them all the time. A lot of people get burned on them because they don't do their homework.
The deals can be enticing, 0% interest for 18 months. But Lupo warns not to be a day late or a dollar short.
So if you're financing $1,000 and you come up $1 short at the end of promotional period, close to 30% interest is going to apply to that $1,000 all for the entire 18 months. Oh my goodness. And then you're going to wind up paying interest on the interest.
Wallet Hub has a naughty or nice list based on how transparent stores are with their deferred payments.
The ones you have to be careful for, Best Buy, those are notoriously bad. Lowe's and Amazon, all of those are going to try to push you into some kind of a deferred interest plan.
And what about shopping with credit cards? Lupo says there are a lot of hidden perks.
Yeah, read your benefits, because there's a lot of really good benefits with a lot of really good cards that consumers just simply aren't aware of.
For example, price protection. If the price of something you bought with your card drops, they'll refund you the difference. That way, you won't miss out on the better deal.
You do want to take advantage of benefits because they can wind up saving you a good deal of money over the long haul.
Justin Warmoth getting results, News 6.
That price protection is very cool. I know that stores will honor that, but I never knew you could get that through your credit card. So make sure you check your cards to see if that's available. Well, this morning we have a big thank you to those who helped support the Salvation Army's Angel Tree program this year. We were live Tuesday from the Joy Center in Orlando as a lot of those gifts were handed out to angels who were adopted. And yesterday, another round of families picked up their Angel Tree gifts. As News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez shows us, thanks to your generosity, kids in Osceola County will be surprised on Christmas morning.
Thank you, Mama.
You're welcome. This Christmas season has been very difficult for many families.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. We're seeing a greater need there, that the salaries are just not matching the needs for the bills that are coming in, and having children, that's even more.
Osceola County families got a helping hand this holiday season.
Well, to be honest, it's really a blessing because I'm going through a little bit of a struggle.
Many, like Nemexi Santiago, say these donations will ensure there are gifts under the tree.
I do have 4 kids. I get a little bit emotional because this is actually a really good gift because I don't have the, like the presents to give them. So for you guys to be doing this, it's a blessing. But they're going to be super excited. So they're ready for Christmas.
Volunteers made the process easy.
It's great to give back, right? For those that are in need, whether young, old, or in between, it's just always nice to give back and seeing the community come together, especially in this time of year.
While donors went the extra mile this year, giving hope to those who need it most.
With our 5,000 children and 1,000 seniors, we were able to help over 4,000 families.
And those on the receiving end are grateful.
It's going to be a blessing. I just want to smile. That's the best thing as a mom.
In Osceola County, Stephanie Rodriguez, Getting Results, News 6.
Angel Tree just makes everybody feel good, both the donors and the recipients. So we appreciate what everybody does. Well, listen, we know you might have to work today. You might want to get some last-minute shopping done, so we're going to let you go. But thank you so much for joining us on Lattes with Lewis. Have a great day.